working my camera, so thanks, Jim. We have some very special, hard-working people in this room. Would every $1 million achiever please stand up, whether you earned it $1 million before or this year, please stand up. One person in this room that's at $2 million. Ann Anderson, $2 million. Everybody else hit $2 million? Because I don't know every single person in this room. I mean, I should know. I've known, I met all you guys. But you guys look around and see this room is filled. You guys rock. Are you enjoying all these speakers? Aren't they amazing? Thank you so much, all of you, for putting this time and energy in. We are going to have our next person come up. It's Tenille Eubanks, the key to higher sales. Give it up.
Hello, everybody. Can we take 15 seconds to stretch?
Sure. Yeah.
Y'all can thank me later.
She's like, I want to stretch.
There you go. All right, sit down. Let's get going. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk to you guys about because they kind of gave me open, room to talk about what I wanted to. And I went back and forth between, do I talk about my recipes that I create? Do I talk about product? Do I talk about bookings and selling? So really fast, because I know a lot of people have asked me a lot about my recipes. As of, I was on the plane yesterday, right? I created a recipe booklet of my recipes that I demo. That is now going to be online to share with everybody. Very successful demo, so hopefully you can find them and use them. So we'll cover that with that quick note.
Will it be on PC?
It'll be on
PCteamtraining.com. But I want to talk about something I don't think I've talked about to a group like this in a long time. I know some smaller groups I have, but I use a tactic at my show. It's a little different than what John and Michael have talked about. I do give the catalogs out at the very beginning of the show because I walk them through every single product that I demo. And I use a piece of paper called my wish list. And I started this about 6 months or so into my business because on the door prize drawing slip, it says, contact me when my wish list products are available. And there's no wish list. I mean, there's the one online, I think, that we have to circle it. So I designed one that literally is a table that says my wish list, and it has product name, product number, and price, and then product name, product number, product price. And it's about probably 30 lines long, so times 2, because it's duplicated, is 60. Oh, that's on PC Team Training as well. But I started this because your brain works differently when you physically write something down than when you type it, when you just try to remember it. And because I demo anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400 worth of product in any show that I do, I don't want them to forget any one product that I'm showing them. So from the time we start the show to the time we end, it's a good 45, probably 55 minutes. I've never claimed to do a fast show. And I don't want them to forget it. So I created this, but it also turned into a massive booking tool for me as well. So not just for sales, but for booking. So this will do 2 different things for your business. So we start off at the very beginning of the show, I will say, you'll notice in the front pocket of your binder that there's a sheet of paper that says my wish list. Please make sure that's the only thing you pull out right now. The whole purpose of this is to take notes throughout the show. So if you see something you would like to own at any point, whether it's from John's party or you just know in the future you would like to own it, please feel free to write it down on this piece of paper. This is not your sales receipt, so you can make as many notes as you want because I'm not going to hold you to ordering everything on the wish list. And so they start making their notes, and at the end of the show, I do ask them, now I do because I don't use sales receipts anymore, but now I ask them to put a check mark or star or a dot next to the items they would like to purchase that evening to help out their host. And then after that, they will receive their wish list back so that it's ready for their booking. And they make lots and lots of notes on these things. And it's at the end of the show, I will look at all of them and say, take a look at your wish list, make your decisions. If you want everything on it, no problem, bring it to me. I'll order everything on it. And it happens more often than you would think that they order everything on their wish list. I had a lady just 1 week ago actually walked up and I said, so you'd like one of everything? And she said, yes. And I'm like, all right. So I entered in all the numbers, $600 order came up. So it really, really works. For those ladies who can't order everything and they've got their check marks, now they have a reason and they can physically see why they need to have a show. And then when I see that, then I say, all right, you ready to book your party? Because that is a huge booking tool. They can look down and go, this is why I really need to have a party. So it's turned into a big selling tool. It's turned into a big booking tool. They're not circling through the catalog, so I'm not giving away 1,000 catalogs every season that I'm never going to see again. And I actually have customers who bring this from show to show to show to show. They walk in with a tattered wish list, and they just keep adding to it and crossing off the more shows that they go to. So it's probably my #1 booking tool and one of my biggest sales tools as well when it comes to selling and booking also. So that's kind of the quickest thing there as far, most about my wish list. And y'all want to hear anything else from me?
Yeah.
What?
What's on the 10 minutes?
What do you want to hear?
How do you sell the grill pan?
How do I sell what? How do I sell my high-priced items? Oh, that's a great question. Product knowledge. Say again?
Give an
My words. You want my words on my double burner grill pan?
Yeah.
Y'all aren't tired of that one yet?
Yeah.
So one of my biggest selling products is the double burner grill pan, even at full price. It is. I go into a lot of detail about how the product is made with the titanium backing, how it's not Teflon coated. You really, really should know your product knowledge, especially if you're demoing it. I understand if it's something that's new, maybe you haven't learned it yet, or maybe you just don't demo it a lot, but really honestly, if you're demoing that product, you should know as much as you can possibly know about that product. Study it. And Michael was saying earlier, if you're going to do your recipe as a brand new consultant, do it for your first 16 shows. Honestly, I just got done doing a recipe for chicken enchilada nachos with a black bean and corn salsa. I cooked it for 4 months. I could not get away from it because it was so popular. So you don't have to do it for just 30 days. If it's that good and you want to keep cooking it. Now I'm doing a Philly cheesesteak, a chicken Philly salad is what I'm doing right now, and that's in that booklet too. But product knowledge is the most important, and when I talk about the grill pan, I go into really, really big details about how it's made. I talk about the outside of the pan not being Teflon coated. I talk about the inside of the pan having the titanium backing, and they make hip replacements out of titanium.
Yeah.
Did you know that? You know why? Because they don't warp. Can you imagine a warping hip replacement? It's not good business, is it? So, and I talk about that on my show too, because that's something that people can actually kind of relate to. And then we talk about the price. I don't have a problem talking about price to my customers, and I even tell them I'm not going to keep this hidden from you. It's $250, but it's the best $250 that you will ever spend, because it will make your dinner in 10 minutes. It is a healthy way of cooking, and it is the last time you will spend $250 on a pan. And we break it down. I do the math right there in front of them. At $250, even if you use this pan for 20 years, even though it's a lifetime pan, you pay $12.50 a year for this pan. That's just over $1 a month to have your dinner in 10 minutes with no toxins, and it's a healthy way of cooking. So when you break it down like that and use those kind of words, it really, really puts it in a real perspective for them. They understand that terminology. But make sure if you're selling the cookware, and you should be, if you're not demoing the cookware, don't walk up to me because I might have to slap you. You have got to demo the cookware. The double burner is really, really, really easy to sell, but you have to actually show it before you can sell it. And if you need the lingo's on the PC training video. There's a video up there as well, just of my verbiage of the cookware. And I tell people all the time, if you had a rock crock and a grill pan and our 12-inch skillet, those are the first 3 things that you need to start with in any kitchen. You're pretty much set, and we can work on all the other minor details afterwards at their own show. But if that's what they really want is a good start to their kitchen, that's what they need in their kitchen. And the Rock Rock, you know, since the day they released the Rock Rock, I haven't taken my deep covered baker to a show since the day they released it. Because, like Michael said, you can always sell down, you can't always sell up. So if somebody really wants something that does something similar, then I can sell down to the deep covered baker, but to be honest with you, I don't even talk about the deep covered baker, even referencing anything. All I sell is the Rock Rock, and I usually sell the casserole or the Dutch oven. I never, ever sell an everyday pan. And the reason for that is because of the versatility is 200 times more because of the taller walls on the Dutch oven. And it's $40 more. It's not even twice as much. And it's only $20 more than the everyday pan. So why wouldn't you get the one that does absolutely everything? You can do a small quantity in the Dutch oven, you can do a large quantity in the Dutch oven, but you can't make more fit into the 2 quart or the 2.5 quart. So for the price difference, you might as well just go with it. And when you set them up with recipes, that makes it even more inviting for them to go ahead and cut the check for that product. And I do, I send recipes to everybody who orders that, any of those products, the grill pan, the Rock Rock, 12-inch skillet, they all get recipes for those products. Because you need to offer them more than just that it's a great product. You need to let them know that I'm going to, and I tell people this, when you invest in your kitchen, because that's what you're doing. You're investing into your kitchen. And when you choose to invest in your kitchen with me, I'm going to give you every single reason to use that product and not one reason to not use that product. The last thing I want to hear is that it is still sitting in a box in the bottom of your pantry. That is the last thing that I want to hear. So I send them their recipe booklets, and at the follow-up shows that they attend, they start telling me that they've received it, and when I'm discussing this at the new show, they're over there shaking their head, yep, she sure will send you those recipes. So all that's doing is now guaranteeing my new customers that they really are going to get these recipes, and they're realistic recipes. That's the one thing I love about these booklets that we have, because they're real. I'm a real mom, I'm not a restaurant chef, I'm not throwing something out there that has 30 ingredients in it that has to take an hour to cook, because I don't have time for it. Most people don't have time for it. And that's the whole reason I do these shows. And I tell people that I'm here to change your life. I'm going to change the way that you cook in your kitchen so you don't have to stand in there for more than 30 minutes. And then I tell them honestly, if you don't even want to stand there 30 minutes, you just go ahead and pay the extra $100 over the Rock Rock and get the double burner, and you'll stand there 10 or 15 minutes to get your dinner done. So that's when it really sounds appealing to people, is because you're cutting their time down, you're relating it to their own situation, and when you can do that, they're more apt to actually go with that product, because they hear you, they see what you're doing. When you cook that chicken in 6 minutes in the grill pan, and they go, oh my God. I mean, it's not a show. I mean, it's not fake, it's real. We're actually grilling this chicken in 6 minutes. And everything that they can do with that grill pan. I will walk them through every single thing that they can do with that grill pan, so that they know if they want to make their omelets on it, they actually can. If they want to do their bacon, they can. If they want to do their quesadillas, if they want to do their steaks, if they want to do their dessert, if they want to do the pizza. I mean, it's literally anything and everything. Because when they start hearing things like that, they know, well, I cooked that, and I cooked this, and I cooked that, so maybe it is something I would actually use. I think a lot of people have a misconception thinking the grill pan is only for, some steaks and some chicken. They don't realize it can sit on your stovetop for 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and it really, really can. And if you really want to get the math on that and break every day down into 3 different meals on, to the $1 a month, then we're only talking about cents per meal when it comes to the double burner grill pan. So when you when you use lingo like that, it really breaks it down for people. And it makes more sense to them to just spend the money and buy it. And if they really don't have the money to buy it, they will book a show for it. Absolutely, they will. So, thank you.